hang on. I gotta go. You got me eating
We
junk
keep
food at
saying that. We're
freaking
like, one more question.
11:40. Lad, you keep saying, no, I'll let you go. I'll let you go. Hey, one more question.
Yeah.
One more question.
Listen, Lyle,
What are your thoughts on astrology?
what's your thoughts on astral traveling?
You're freaking stupid, eh? What's
Very
that? What's
stupid.
an astral projection? Astral project.
Here's my astral projector.
Hey, true. Hitachi.
He touching me. He touching you too. Yeah, go to bed, man.
Yeah.
Here
Hey,
we go.
what's
Here
that?
we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lo-Fi Hang podcast. It is a good day because I've got my mate, my old roommate, Zeek Power, all the way from Australia. He's been working out a whole bunch, so he had to wear the
Shut up.
tank top today.
I'm turning his camera off. Hang on. Oh, you made me weak. We're 15 seconds in, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to get off this podcast right.
I wanted to basically get my friend Zeek Power on because we got a bit of a history. I was talking to some mates the other night, hanging out, watching some music videos, and they put on a Reliant K video, and I was like, and these lads aren't Christian or anything either, my friends or anything like that, and they were like, "Oh, I know Reliant K," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, me and my buddy did a cover of a song of theirs, and they gave us a shout out years and years ago, Boomerang, right?"
Yeah, that was the one.
Sorry, they say boomerang over here in Canada.
Boomerang.
Boomerang. Yeah, that was pretty wild. So I used to live with Zeke way back in the day, him and his wonderful
Mm.
family, and we used to knock around in church together, and we did music. We did music together. Zeke was actually a huge inspiration to me when I was living with them because I was going through a bit of a tough time, and Zeke's songwriting and nature and his body. Nah, again, but
No,
was such a comfort to me. Nah, again. Yeah, we're talking some Australian slang here now, some Indigenous slang. Anyway, everyone, welcome Zeek Power to the podcast, singer-songwriter
uh,
extraordinaire, also known as CoolTheKid.
my brother.
Yeah, man. How you been?
Yeah, I've been well, bro. It's been well. Just been, just been in. We're almost in November. I just feel like this part of the year is always, you find your rhythm in life, and you just kind of, you know, um, just doing the thing. I guess just been gigging, producing, and doing a lot of family things as well. Um, Paying rent, putting petrol in the car, trying to mow the lawn, and amongst all of that, try to keep the steady trajectory of a music career going this way. So
Keeping it
yeah,
real. See, we go
yeah,
from we go from playing music to digging holes some days.
100%, bro. It's the great humility tester. If you're willing to get on the stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people and then get home and have your wife tell you to mow the lawn, so
Oh,
it's good.
that's awesome, man. I know you got a little one there, Cloud, eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cloud, he's 3 years old. It'll be 4 in January, so he's three and some change now. But yes, time goes fast, bro. It's crazy. Like we blink and he's just a little pocket rocket.
I don't
Awesome,
like
a
it,
lot of
man.
fun.
It's too fast. It's too fast. A year goes
100,
by and it's so much changes, especially at this age. It's just like,
yeah, I mean, your tribe
yeah.
is you're big girls and big fellas. Well, are they all in school now, or
Noah is in grade 3, and yeah, he's 8. He's in grade 3, and my daughter Eden is turning 4 in February, so she's same age as Cloud, and she
got you?
literally this wall right here, we share it with her daycare provider. So we, we
No
literally just say,
way.
yeah, dude, she started like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it's been amazing. It's been phenomenal. So yeah, man,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I get it. Yeah, like I love it actually. To be honest with you, I actually love the balance of being a family man and a musician as well. Like, I want to ask you something. Like, I've been on a bit of a journey this year. Like at the beginning of this year, I had like a bit of a breakthrough in the sense of like up here. Like, this is probably going to get a little bit real, but like this career, this pursuit of a music career, it's hard, man. It's like it's really, really detrimental to our mental health sometimes. And I don't know about you, but like, have you ever, was there a point where, like, how long have you been pursuing music for? Let me ask you that.
I started pursuing it with intent back when around 2011, 2012, and that was the same time that I moved down to Brisbane, which is where I currently live. And so well and truly over 10 years now. That being said, between 2020 to 2022, there was like a pretty extended period where music to me was it sat on the side burner due to a lot of gigging opportunities and stuff of that nature disappearing due to like COVID and all of the travel restrictions that we were kind of under down this way and all around the world. But because of that, ended up just checking smoke alarms, man, like doing home compliance for like almost 2 years. So yeah, like I've been pursuing music for over a decade, but the pursuit has definitely, I mean, it's just full of mountaintops and valley lows, man. Like more so the valleys, I feel, but it's definitely it's a seasonal job, I feel, and it's a marathon. It's definitely not a sprint. It's also it's a pretty fluid profession because like as of back in 2011, I was not married. I didn't have a family. I was more than happy to live off Megarang noodles for the rest of my life and just tour and play shows until I couldn't walk. But as life has progressed, my vision and priorities have shifted as well. So, but it's all kind of centered around music in a sort of in some sort of way. But yeah, there was definitely about a 2 year period after COVID where like I genuinely like considered hanging up hanging up the boots and just doing what I needed to do for my family instead. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel you. It's the COVID, man, COVID really messed a lot of things up. It hurt a lot of people. And I remember going to a rehearsal one night during one of the lockdown breaks. I remember this guy came and played music with us, and at the end of the night, he said, "Yeah, actually, I'm moving away in a couple of weeks to just quit music." Like this was a guy that has been like gigging has been his bread and butter for him and his
Yeah.
family. He had kids and everything too,
Yeah.
and just it was so wild just to see somebody right there, like see the light go out of their eyes, with the like it's out of my hands. I can't do anything about it, so I'm just moving out east and gonna get a
Yeah.
government job, and that's that, and it was really
Yeah,
sad.
man.
And but thankfully, like as things chilled out and everything's like it's almost a distant memory right now. Like even though there's a lot of trauma, I think our bodies are making it a distant memory because it was so hard, especially for a lot of musicians, a lot of people too, and like obviously for those who lost people as well. Did you ever get to a point where let's get over the hump of like considering quitting music and you get back into it a little bit? Did you have to sit down and seriously reconsider or reevaluate your goals for music then?
Yeah. Look, the answer is definitely yes. Like I said before, the break that I had as a result of COVID came at a really interesting time for me personally because it hit at the beginning of the second year of our marriage. Like my wife and I, we were married for 1 year up until that point. And prior to being married, like Maz, my wife, she didn't live in the same country as me up until a month before we actually tied the knot. And so, like, the first 12 months of marriage to us was like a freaking crash course in how to be friends, like face to face. But long story short, my wife and I, we met online um, years ago now. She lived in another country for her whole life. And then the relationship kind of grew by distance for about 3 years kind of thing. And then, like I said before, we eventually it led to marriage. But man, like having a relationship, having a friendship with anyone by a distance is completely different to actually being able to interact with them face to face and feel their energy in a room and hear their tone and understand the little nuances of their personality and this and that. And so our first year of marriage was intense. The first year of our marriage was also the same year that I went on a show called The Voice. And so you add that element, and I made it along the show quite a long way. So there's a lot of like attention being shifted upon me personally because of my music and the stuff that's happening on the show, both nationally and internationally. So I'm trying to navigate being a professional artist while also trying to work out how to be a friend to this somewhat stranger, at the same time working out how to be a husband and support Naz in ways that she needs to be supported as well. And then COVID hit, and we were forced to live out our next year and a half in our house just by ourselves. And so like it was a great test of our mettle as a couple very early on. And we learned a lot about ourselves and a lot about each other in that time. And going back to your question, bro, like coming out of COVID, I genuinely, I lost the fire to like do anything. I was discouraged because I come off the back of this crazy ride of The Voice, and I was doing shows and I was touring, and we were planning like this big thing for 2020. People were calling my phone, people were sending emails to my management. It was all just the cogs were spinning. I didn't have to do anything but enjoy the ride and work hard still, but just pick up the phone and just go wherever the wind kind of took us. COVID hit, it all died. All my momentum died. Couldn't play gigs, couldn't tour anymore, and I fell into, I guess, yeah, like I fell into somewhat of a depression, just feeling very deflated after feeling as though like, oh man, maybe, I feel like I'm starting to break through that ceiling. I've been grinding for like 10 years, hitting the ceiling, and then it's all just taken away from you again. It was actually, man, the only reason I came back at all was because of Naz. I was, like I said, I was doing nothing for a compliance company, 5 days a week for 9 to 10 hours a day, just driving around Southeast Queensland, checking smoke alarms, checking like switchboards, nothing to do with music at all. But it was in that kind of period that Naz ended up pulling me aside and saying like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're kind of you're dead." Like, the music to me, it was never just a profession. Music was just what got me up in the morning. It was just part of who I am, part of your DNA. And I'm sure you say the same about what music does for you. Growing up in the church as well, like the spiritual side of music to me was something that I could always turn to and be able to tap into when I was at a loss for words or a loss of ways to describe how I was feeling or what I was going through. Just self-reflecting on my own thoughts and emotions. Like it was a way for me of journaling. And I kind of threw all of that aside in that 2 year period. So coming out of the back of it, I had to, with the help of Naz, figure out how it was going to look moving forward because it just couldn't work the same way. Like having the same expectations that I had prior to taking a break was just really unrealistic because I was finding that I was comparing myself to everybody else out there, social media, and seeing my peers, some of those who had begun a little later than me, they were younger than me, but now all of a sudden I was seeing them offered or achieving opportunities that maybe 2 years, 3 years ago, that was me, and I had to switch that off, man, and start figuring out what my new goals were for me personally as an artist and as a creative. And that led to deciding that I was going to continue making music for myself, but I was more so going to focus on um, writing and trying to give in a different way. And that was when I kind of started looking into publishing and the whole concept of being able to write something for somebody else and not have to um, grind as hard as sleeping in your car in the parking lot of the venue, or like, you know, being away from home for weeks on end and not seeing my wife at the time, but now it's my child as well, my family. And that was definitely that kind of whole idea. Naz, my wife, man, she was the catalyst of all of that. Like I would still be just working on the tools now probably because I lost the fire. But when I got a bit of a kick up the backside and was reminded of like a little bit about what I think I just rediscovered what my purpose was as a creative. That it wasn't meant to be to satisfy anybody else. It's initially it all began because it was a way of me just expressing my creativity as a way of just like getting stuff out, seeing what happens because I just loved it. And yeah, man. Sorry, I'm rambling here, but that was about there. That was a long-winded way of answering your question.
It's good when you're with a good woman, you know, someone to
Yeah,
slap you around when you're being, you know, when you're being full of nonsense.
yeah,
Wake
no,
up to
flat out,
yourself, you
bro.
know. But honestly, like I feel like music is just who we are, like you said. And when we're not doing it, we're not being true to ourselves, you know. And there's a
Yeah,
reason why it's cliche, and it's because it's true. Like you have to be who you are. You have to be true to who you are, and it's wild, man. Um,
yeah. Isn't it funny? Like it's like you, by not doing that, you not only do yourself a disservice, but you, like if me being miserable around my house for the rest of our lives is also I'm doing a disservice to my family, you know, like because Naz and then also now Cloud, like I'm gonna have a son growing up watching his father be miserable about
mm,
like not tapping into his full potential as whatever it may be. To me, it's being a musician and a producer, but somebody else, it could be like making things with your hands or like I don't know, friggin' insurance. Who knows? It could be
mm,
anything, but whatever it is, like if you're not doing it, you're not just selling yourself short. You're selling short the potential to inspire others around you as well, and
mm.
that potentially could be the biggest crime.
Talking about shows, I want to get into some crazy stuff. I know you've done far more gigging than I have in my life. You were doing it long before I was. And this is all about like the life of a musician, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the worst of the worst gig story you got, a story that maybe you shouldn't tell, but you're going to anyway. It can
Oh
be,
man.
it could like, bro, we're gonna go like youth group chronicles on this shit. Like, you could tell a church story, you can tell whatever, man. Like, come on, hit me
Oh
with it.
right.
I want to hear it.
Well, okay. Well, there's probably one that comes to mind immediately. Back in the day, like so, I was in a band like for about 7 years. I was the front man and like the one of the primary writers for all the music. And we got invited to play this music festival one time. Like we're not a Christian band at all. Like we're we're like pop commercial radio kind of thing. Um, anyway, our team gets sent an invite to this. Um, I think it is a youth festival, and that was kind of like that was that was the only briefing that we were given. It's like it's a youth festival down in Melbourne. Um, come through, like we'll fly you down, we'll give you accommodation for the thing, um, and we get to this festival and we haven't even got on stage yet. But then this like group of people come around us like while we're just getting ready to jump on stage. I think we're on stage in like the next like hour slot after the band prior to us. And this lady like asks us to like to invites us to like uh do like a prayer like pray prior to the thing. And we're like, oh yeah, right, like cool. We'll get involved kind of thing, just being polite, whatever. So we're all standing in a circle and this isn't the weird part. I mean, like I grew up in church. Standing in a circle praying is like fine, whatever. But me and the boys, like, we're all just kind of like heads down, and then silence, bro. There's a horn, and someone starts blowing like this massive, big, like goat's horn or something in the middle of like out of pure silence, brother. And I'm just like, what the frig is this? Or what's happening? It was a shofar or something. I think it's like some old like OG instrument. But like pure silence blew this horn, and then like more silence, and there was no preparation for this. We were just kind of, did we say something now? Like, I'm not sure. Is there like a protocol for this? So that was weird. And then following that, I think we played a show later on, and I kicked a girl in the face in the mosh pit. That was probably
You what?
a follow up. I kicked someone in the face in the mosh pit. That's probably another worse thing. Yeah, I mean, they're like two memorable ones, and they're not like terrible. They're just kind of entertaining to think back about. But there's definitely been like some like OG just like money making gigs where I've played like some regional stuff just with some other session players, and we're just going in, man. Like, whereas it's been pretty gritty. Yeah, we've had like some people try and pick fights with us from the stage. Like, we were playing a show in Bundaberg. I don't know if anyone knows Bundaberg, but there's a place down here called Bundaberg, and it's really famous for rum. And the rum was flowing this particular night, and the hands were swinging. They were getting sent pretty hard as
What
well.
was going on? Like, what happened?
Oh, it was just lads just getting into it. Like, there was just fellas in the. It was just the local. Like, we were just playing like a cover gig, and we're up there like, because like we do mostly like R&B stuff, like R&B pop jams kind of thing. So we're up there like playing like doing Blackstreet or something. Everyone's out there having a good time, and then all of a sudden someone just came through the crowd and was just like on another energy, bro, and just wanted to fight everybody. Brother, come on, just chill out. It's all good. Yeah, good times.
Yeah. So we had to do this second part again because we had a big chat and I didn't record it.
I feel like this is deja vu all over again.
Yeah. Dave
It's like
Arvu.
deja vu all over again.
But she
This is like deja vu all over again. Nah, good, bro. Felt so nice we had to do it twice, eh?
This is the first Zoom. This is the first Zoom podcast I've done for the Lo-Fi Hang, and here we are.
We're
Technical
learning
difficulties.
things, bro. It's all a learning experience, and it's all fun. It's all fun. Give
Yeah,
me a
man.
chance to actually have a nice glass of water and clean the kitchen in the meantime, because it's like the polar opposites of of time right now. You're like just about to begin your day,
Yes.
and I'm on the back end of it. Are you are it's like the 29th, hey? It's like the start of the 29th for you.
Yes, start of the 29th. Yeah, we're living in the past.
I remember those days.
Like it was just yesterday.
Oh man, to be young again. Ah.
Yeah, to be. Yeah. Well, look here now. We had a quick chat about on our unrecorded call about church life, and
Right.
both Zeke and I have had a past in the church. Are you still a part of a church?
Yeah, my family and I we still attend a church here in Brisbane. Hmm.
Is it? It's not the one out in Logan that we used to go to, eh?
Nah, it's not that one.
Or
It's
Woodbridge or whatever it was.
yeah, around that area. No, we're no longer there. We live um in the city now, and so the church that we attend, we it's a lot smaller actually, funnily enough. It's little family church. Probably more reflects the church that I was brought up and raised in, if anything. It's good for the time and the season that my family is in at the moment, and it's good for me, I think. Yeah.
if you don't want to get into it, it's all good. But are you as involved as you were back in the day when I was there?
Short answer is no.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
I'm very much attending more than doing anything else.
Actually, it doesn't make sense for me to ask that because when I was living with you and hanging with you didn't have a wife or kids, so oh, obviously you're not as involved.
Yeah.
That makes
I'm
sense.
not involved in anything, Bella. Let's
Look, I
no.
show up, I sit at the back with a balaclava on, leave me alone, with a towel over my
I
head.
said like this the entire time.
Yeah, that's how I used to sit in church. Remember that was me back in the day.
I used to turn around and look at you in the background. You'd be like this, just flexing the whole time.
Yeah, right.
Sitting there,
I was
eyeing
usually,
off each person on stage and be like, "I'm gonna fight you.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna fight you."
I, I think at that time I was usually, if you were looking back at me, I was usually crying about something.
No, flat out, brother. Are we all? No,
No,
but
that was good times, man.
yeah, it was, bro. I look back on those times, and genuinely, it was just fun. Like we were all young,
Mm.
and it is what it is. I definitely know that the place that I'm in right now is going back to your question about like the level of involvement. I am involved and connected with the crew there. Very beautiful people. Um, I don't really sing at all. I'll play drums if anything,
Yeah,
and
maddest
that's
drummer,
where like
maddest drummer.
that's where my dude. That stuff is just what makes me happy. And yeah, drums was my first instrument growing up, and any chance I get to play is just a good time. And so I was really kind of open at the start, like the 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 worship leader there. She was really cool, and I mean everybody there was really cool. And the best thing about when we first started going to this church was that like no one really knew who we were. And there was no expectation to do anything. It was just like
Oh man,
come along,
that's
man, and
I
just hang out. So
I feel yeah, I feel yeah, I when I started attending churches regularly, like that was the one thing um that kind of pissed me off actually was like people wouldn't really give a crap that I was there until they found out I could sing and play. And then all of a
yeah,
sudden they were, oh, let's meet up for coffee, let's do this, let's do that. It's like I've been here for about 6 months. Just coming
yeah,
along with my family, and you haven't said hello to me once. And all
yeah,
of a sudden you see an Instagram post of me floating around singing, oh, oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And it's like we're meeting up for like 6 or 7 coffee dates, and I keep telling you no.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
and
100%.
I'm not like I'm a bit more less diplomatic than you. You grew up
Yeah,
in a good family that taught you how to deal with situations properly, and I didn't. So like to me, when I feel like somebody's being a bit two faced, it's just like no, no,
yeah,
this is bullcrap. Like you know what you're
yeah,
doing. I
man.
know what you're doing.
And to be
Yeah.
honest, bro, like that element of just standing on business when you need to is something that I'm only just starting to learn.
Mm.
In this period of my life, because I did grow up in a very loving household and a very just supportive environment. Not just my parents, but like just the people around me. Um, you kind of, and also I grew up in a very charismatic Pentecostal church, and like we're
Hallelujah.
just talking about like, yeah, 100%. I see that hand.
Mm-mm.
Just talking on like in this context, I guess. My upbringing was very uh, it was very loving and stuff, but it was also very kind of sheltered. And so I didn't really ever have to see through the BS on something and just call it out for what it was. Um, the intentions of people aren't always just to get something out of you, but the longer that you stick around an environment such as like a church kind of establishment, there's definitely, there's always, and it's not always malicious, but it's finding people are trying to find like where you fit, where you can, fit. But sometimes it's like, I don't really want to be used as a thing. I'm just coming along.
Mm.
And if you aren't just genuinely interested in who I am until you find out what I do, then yeah, back to your point, man. Like you see through the crap, and it's like, oh, I'm done. I don't need it. I've got nothing to give to you, man. It's all G.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. I was just thinking though, like as musicians, we don't mind that when it's just random people because we're out there just
Yeah,
playing, and the only reason why people are paying attention to us is because we're singing. So that's a little two-faced too, you know?
it's interesting. It's a weird dynamic, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
100%.
Like, I mean,
Because you want people to know who you are and what you do
well,
as an artist.
I think I think for the most part, I think the differentiating piece there is for the most part, people that are fans or supporters of your music, they're not necessarily there to get anything from you other than a handshake or an album or a t-shirt. Whereas in a church setting, like again, I don't, I'm not trying to knock church, but Zeke and I have been musicians for a long time, and that is one place where again, the intent might not be malicious at all. They appreciate your gift. They appreciate and recognize that you're talented and you're skilled and you can sing and write and play. But they take liberties in expectations of your time, your effort, and your skill level.
Yeah,
For usually absolutely no uh, compensation, you know, and
yeah, yeah,
and it's
definitely.
like there was a church here that started doing that to me, and I really like these people, to be honest with you, the pastors of this church, and I'm not going to mention their names because obviously their feelings will get hurt, but I really, when I first met them, I was really I was very very against, not against, but like I wasn't looking to go to a church, and I ended up going to this one just because there was a bit of an Indigenous connection here in Ottawa, and I I really liked the pastor and his wife, or the pastors, I should say, and uh, it wasn't until like 4 or 5 visits in, we were sitting at like a home church, and people were chilling out, and somebody said, "Oh, Mick, you sing," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll play one song," and I played one song, and everybody in the room like damn near lost their minds. But at the same time, I'd been going there for 5 6 weeks, and no one really wanted to talk to me there up
Yeah,
until
right.
that point. And so I was just
Yeah,
like, huh, that's a really extreme moment of like, we've been coming here for a few months now, and all of these people that are now talking to me have not ever once said hello to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
shortly after that, the pastor kept wanting to have random coffee dates with me, and I just said, and he's just like, and it was solely surrounded by, hey man, I really think you should, God's calling you to play worship at our church, and I was just like, no, I would actually respect it more if you just said, hey, I would like for you to come be on the worship team. How about
yeah,
that? Like,
yeah.
don't try to manipulate. And
I
he
had a
did that.
dream.
Yeah, he did that 4 times, and I just said, look, I
Yeah,
don't feel God calling me to that. So we're at a crossroads here, like, and I don't really like you're not my pastor. I just come to your church. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but I was feeling disrespected, and and then at one point I was like, look, I'm a professional musician. I'm a recording artist. I do this for a living. I have a family. We don't make a lot of money,
yeah,
and I'm like, if there's some kind of like, stipend that you can like give me for my time or whatever, like other than that, I'd like to honestly, like, I really don't feel like I don't sing worship music. I'd really like to just come along and hang out. I also had some hang-ups as well, like honestly, and that's just where I
yeah,
was at the time. Like, if I'm being honest, like I'm not saying I'm right. There's a lot of people out there that would absolutely full-heartedly disagree with me. I get it. I get it.
yeah.
It's all good, but I was just in, it was the wrong time and place for me. So I've spoken for long enough here now, so I'm going to get back to
No,
you.
that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. To speak more into that, I spoke a little earlier back when I was we were in the coffee shop, about like Naz and my story briefly, and how like the TV show and a whole bunch of other things fell all into our first year of marriage, and it was like 0 to 100 within 12 months, and a lot of big things happened in a really tiny space of time. Um, the the church experience for Naz, and at this time, I was really involved in another church, a beautiful church, and I've still got really great friendships out of this church, and um, lovely connections. Um, Back then, Naz was still new to the country, so her circle of friends outside of my family was really, really small. It's a new experience for me, finding the challenge of having a spouse who, to a little bit to your experience, nobody would interact with her, or she found it really hard. No one was talking to her until they would find out who she was. As soon as they found out that she was, oh, you're Zeek Power's wife, then conversations would come about, and we're super interested in your story and where you're from and questions and all this sort of thing. Um, but also, even just to the point of like, we would be in conversation with people, and they would approach me at an event or just randomly at church, and they would only speak to me, and Naz is standing right beside me the entire time, and they would not acknowledge her. And that, as a husband, is just super disrespectful to my wife, because I expect you to acknowledge my other half, the better half of who I am. And this was also, I mean, this is a lesson that I was learning in real time back then, because I'd never had to, up until that point, my fiance was on my phone screen. Like, that was it. She lived on the other side of the world, literally. And so, now all of a sudden she's here, and I'm having to be more sensitive to, um, the the social dynamics of somebody else who's actually very much a part of my life, more so than this church that I was already well rooted in and grounded in. And so, yeah, man, like I totally get I get what you're saying, and I feel that deeply. And to kind of double back to where we currently are, this church, yeah, well, coming to this church initially was just a real refreshing time for me personally, because yeah, like I said, there was no expectation, and even when they found out some of the things that I do, it wasn't like oh, sick, like, oh, awesome, that's great. It was more just cool, man. Like, that's good. And life just continued. I didn't do anything musically in that church for ages, man, and I had no intention to. I was on my own kind of little journey of rediscovering what even the frig my faith was, and where I am trying to, where I'm placing myself in it, and my relationship with God and community, and also, like, as a creative, and as a First Nations man, South Sea Islander man as well. Like, that was all of these things were happening all at the same time, and the church itself was just a really good, safe place to just come and just sit and take it all in, and not have to worry about people watching me, or, yeah, all the other stuff. It's good, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's good. That's awesome, man. I don't know how we got onto this subject, but I think I just asked you if you were going to church. That was it. Well, okay.
Hell yeah.
We didn't record this last night, so I'm going to ask you again. I don't know if it's a different story this time, but I I went to a church recently for the first time in a very, very long time, just to just to go. And and one of the things that has been making me piss myself laughing is worship music fails. And
Right.
like a real serious moment comes in and somebody on the keyboard accidentally
Yeah.
hits the beat button and a ridiculous beat comes through, like a nightclub beat or something. Um, have you got any of those? Because you've led worship a lot. You've been
Yeah.
a part of some really big situations like Youth Alive Queensland and or Youth Alive
Yeah.
Australia or just Queensland?
I
Queensland,
mean,
no,
yeah.
yeah, man. State of
Yeah.
Origin, Youth Alive. That's
No,
an
yeah.
Australian reference. Sorry.
Bro, it's been a good year for Queensland. I'm going to tell you that.
Hell
We took out
yeah.
State of Origin. Broncos took out the premiership, and the Broncos women NRL they took out the premiership too.
And the
It's a
Brisbane
good,
Lions.
and the Lions, bro. Was
Yeah,
that 2 years? 2 years running.
that's amazing.
It's a it's a great year. It's a great
Yeah.
year. But I don't know, man.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
The boys really pulled through in the second half, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, just
yeah.
really happy to get the 2 points. Oh,
Full credit to the boys.
yeah, it's all about the props. The forward pack. It was spine, and they really just they just pulled through in the end. It was yeah, full props to the boys. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Worship fails. Worship
worship
music.
fails. Oh, bro, my whole
We're
life
having
is
a
a worship
podcast.
fail. My whole life is a worship.
How? How?
100%, bro. 100%. Oh my gosh. No, but like I don't know.
Mm.
There's a long-winded like there's a whole bunch of crap that's happened in the past, and I mean, it's
You
all just
you
like
you have a tendency to kick people in the face at concerts, eh?
yeah, but like all
How, how,
accidental.
yeah, but how
Disclaimer.
how
Like
many people you reckon it is?
no more than three.
That's
Like
too,
I'm
hey,
not.
bro. That's three too many. Acted like, look, it's not a big. I've only kicked three people in the face. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're gonna be in the front, you gotta be ready. I'm just saying. If you see me in real life, I got long legs. I'm 6'4". There's legs going everywhere when I'm jumping, and so like mosh at your own risk
More
because
legs than you actually have. Nah.
flat out. And my nerve system only goes as far as my knee, so I've got no control, no control of what happens below my shin. So,
No motor function below his shins. Do you have to immediately apologize, or do you get on with the show and go see them later?
nah, oh man, like this is.
I
I
can't,
remember
I
one
can't, I don't, I can't imagine recovering from that. Like it mid song.
uh, I've done it once where I didn't know it happened, and then this like the girl's friend told me afterwards, and I did go up and apologize. But it happened one time, like when I did see it happen, and I was kind of like oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Anyway,
I got this chorus to sing.
I gotta go. But yeah,
Anyway,
man,
praise God.
yeah, you need healing. I know a guy. But yeah, nah, all jokes aside, it was yeah. I don't know, man. Like my biggest thing about any of that stuff is, and it's something that I've learned, is just like friggin' don't take yourself too serious. Like the thing,
Mm,
if something goes wrong, like and this is a practical thing for just performing. Period. Like if you're a professional and something goes wrong on stage, um, the rule of thumb is to like the show must go on, so you don't
mm,
care. It's like no one else out there, 90% will not even realize. All the musos might notice something a bit aloof, but
mm.
like the old mate at the back who's just listening to you play your set doesn't know. So just don't make a big deal out of it. I feel like it's the opposite when you're worship leading because worship is such a corporate, like it's a team effort where all I might be on the platform at the moment leading, the gathering of the congregation or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, man, like I'm just a dude. I'm actually
Mm.
just a dude. I don't know. I'm striving just to do my best in my flipping humanity as someone who's just coming and giving it a red hot crack,
Say crack
make
one
it
more
as
time.
easy. Yeah, you are now. But dude, like the don't take yourself so serious. It doesn't matter how big the church is or how small. And this is something that was reminded of going to this new church that we're at. Is that like, man, who cares if something
Mm.
goes wrong? Acknowledge, like, just it's all good. Like, who
Have,
cares?
have you ever got like lost in the source of like I don't know how to say this, but like have you ever got lost in the source of like you went through this phase where like everything had to be like where it drove you nuts when something went wrong and it just like it really, really affected you? Because I got into a mode like that for like 2, 3 years where like you had to look right, you had to dress right, the sound had to be perfect, the players had to, like I was really hard on my players at one point and it was not, none of it was fun anymore. Like have you ever gotten into that phase and then
Yeah.
I can't see you doing that, but like because I I know you
Mm,
like I'm gonna lift the curtain back a bit here, but like you we used to talk about this in private, like we'll be like, this fella, man, like he needs to learn how to do this and do that and calm down on the drums and or like chill out on the chimes or on the guitars there or
chill out on the
yeah,
time.
yeah, But like we wouldn't say anything on stage, like we were like, "Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
amazing." It's like it's not
We
being
just
honest.
lie. We just lie. You're so good on them
You're
chimes,
so,
bro. You
can I
really
have actually could I have some more? I kind of want more.
turn me down in
Yeah.
my own ears. I
You know
only
what? I'm
one
gonna get
time.
off stage.
Dude, I uh definitely like um being in like a I don't know, a mega church for lack of a better term. What even is a mega church? Freaking mega bucket is like a KFC bucket, but it's like there's just more
It's full
wings
of
in it.
worship.
Yeah, worship wings. I don't know.
Christian
Um,
chicken.
oh, dude, holy heck! But it's yeah, definitely like bring your best. But don't make the excellence um a goal so like unattainable or the main focus that it then becomes a like a barrier or just another hurdle that you are constantly striving to try and get over or accomplish in order to achieve worship. Um, because like I tell you what, man, like one of the main things from my very first visit to this church that I'm at was um, I was not impressed practically on a musical level of how well the musical worship was, how good the instrument like the musicians were playing or how well the singers were singing. Um, there wasn't any mad chops. There was no like crazy. There were no worship pads, bro. Like there was
Uh-oh.
there. I know. Yeah, red flag out there, and immediate like just there was no MC moment. There was no smooth transitions between songs in different keys, and there was none of that. And for about 12 years, like that's the language I was speaking, and I was in autopilot for a long time, years in fact, and I didn't even know it, man.
Mm.
But then, um, yeah, coming into this church and um, just
But it was
seeing,
genuine, eh? Like,
dude, it was just real. It was just
yeah.
like, yeah, like it kind of just reminded me of like what worship isn't just like it, bro. If like if God's love was dependent on how well we were behaving, or um how much of a good friggin' singer I was, or then I'd be in trouble, man. I'm screwed because
Mm,
we're just naturally human in every kind of definition of the word, and we come with our flaws and all the rest of it. But I'll tell you what, I'll take somebody who has the heart for worship over somebody who has um, chops
chops. Yeah, yeah,
any day of the week. Because the
yeah.
person who has a hunger for it is um, they're already there. They're so good.
That's kind of how I've actually the way you're explaining that is I understand that fully in the sense of like worship music and church music and stuff like that. But that's also how I've been f feeling about music just in general. Like
Right.
I think I always say this, I think music, like whatever magic is, I think music is a part of it because,
Yeah.
I spent a few years really trying to perfect um songwriting skills and my lyricism, and it became more about that than actually just singing from the heart and playing from the heart too. And so I'm kind of I'm going to be starting to take a step back from like music, the music industry stuff in general. My first podcast of the Lo-Fi Hang was called Going Back to DIY, baby, and I'm in the process of doing that. But it's led to this appreciation of music as an entity itself, you know what I mean? Um,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like it's not about like I'm gonna play to the best of my ability, but that doesn't mean having all the chops, like you said. It just means like if I accidentally strum a chord, or like I've got this nylon string guitar here that is really, really nice sounding, and sometimes it just goes out of tune as guitars do, and sometimes I'm like strumming it and I'm like, man, that's actually a vibe. Like there's some kind of weird out of tune thing going on that's working here, and
Mm-hmm.
just exploring that, like yeah, I don't know. It just it brings me into a bit more of a there's something spiritual about it, There's something spiritual about
Yeah.
it. So I
Yeah.
really get that. Okay, so instead of a worship fail, because we're talking about church a lot here, we'll start to wrap this up really quickly. But um, as a worship leader myself back in the day, um, I heard I want to share one thing that, and then I want to ask you if like what's the most ridiculous thing you've heard somebody complain about during worship? The
Oh,
most
okay.
ridiculous thing that somebody has said. I remember we were at a church in Gladstone during the first part of the worship. I came off stage and we'd started playing this new song that was really fun. Obviously, it was a church, so we had an electric drum kit, and this was an electric kit, and it was quiet as heck. There was something wrong with it. I remember this old lad came up to me afterwards, and he was really upset, and he's like, the Holy Spirit is timid, and when you play the drums, it scares the Holy Spirit away. And I looked at him and I was like, you're telling me the
uh,
God that created the universe and everything in it
uh,
is afraid of some damn drums?
that's
Like,
crazy. I
get the
see
hell
it.
out of
I see
here.
it. I see. I see it.
That
Nah,
was
he
the
was onto
most,
something.
that was
He
one
was
of the
onto
most
something.
ridiculous. He was onto something. Well, it's always to do with drums for some reason, but I remember years before that, I was at my ex-girlfriend's place with her dad. He was a mechanic. And this guy came over and he's like, "Oh, you'll get a kick out of this lad. He's a funny old lad." And he had this. He was really tall, skinny, and he had this amazing white long ponytail. And he always handed out these. What are those? What are those little booklets? Those little Christian booklets that those
Like
evangelizing
tracks or something. They used to call
tracks.
them tracks.
He gave me one of those, and then my ex's dad was like, "Oh, this is Mick. He's a musician," and he's like, "Oh, do you know the drums are demonic?" And we were like, "What?" And he basically was just like, "Yeah, indigenous people use them to summon demons." And I was just like, "Oh,
Oh
well,
my
I'm
god.
also Aboriginal, by the way." And so it's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like drums are demonic," and yeah, it
Hell
was
yeah.
wild. And then
This lad, you've been playing Elder Scrolls too much, bro. Summoning
yeah,
demons. Holy heck.
that's it.
That's
And then
awesome.
And then the last one was back in that Gladstone town. We were doing a sound check, and I was playing drums and just like testing the sound out. And then I did this really stupid fill just as a joke because that like it was an inside joke between me and the band. And there was a
Yeah.
guy that came up to my friend. He wouldn't come to me, but he's like, I want you to go tell him that I was having a moment of worship in the sound check. And when he did that drum fill, that offended me. And the guy's like, "Oh, you can
Oh
go talk to him.
no.
He's really nice." And the guy's like, "No, no, I don't want to talk to him." And that guy happened to be like one of the lead people that was running the Salvation Army in town or something like that. And
That's the best, bro. I
that's
love this.
deadly, bro. That's awesome.
I
So
uh
sorry about that.
I froth that stuff, man. So
Yeah.
funny.
What about you?
It's so
You've probably
funny.
heard some ridiculous stuff, eh?
I have no idea, bro. Like,
You don't want to throw anybody under the bus, eh?
no, it's not even that. I'm trying to think. Like,
That's
there's
how good he is, guys. That's how good he is. He
not
hasn't.
even, nah, not even, like, don't even start.
He has led them to the Holy
I,
Land.
shut up.
Every last damn one of them.
That's why I stopped. I've already reached the pinnacle. I've already reached the peak. I said, Lord,
He's peaked.
where do I go from here?
There's nothing else to do.
I'm like sitting in my armchair. I'm like freaking what's his name? From the Avengers, old mate with his gauntlet.
Thanos.
And I've already done it. What do we do now?
He's the final boss. Well, that's been the lo-fi hang with the worship extraordinaire Zeek Power. Nah.
Shut up. That's so stupid. Freaking hell. Nah, man. Like, I would probably say, I have been, bro. I have been in, I've been at like another church, and I was there to, like, I was a guest worship leader, and in like the team huddle, like people would be praying, and you just hear some of the wildest things come out in prayer. Sometimes, like I've heard a bunch of like there was a few daddy gods, like we worship you, daddy God, daddy. If you just come and fill this place, daddy Lord, daddy God, and I'm just like, oh, I can't. This is crazy.
I take
This
offense to
doesn't
that.
this doesn't sit right with
It
my
offends
spirit,
me.
man.
Bro, who
It
started
really
that,
is.
do you reckon? I reckon it was that Kim, whatever her name is from Jesus Culture.
Oh, Kim Walker.
Yeah, I think she was the one that started that. Because I remember it was on one of the live recordings, and she's like, "Yes, Daddy
Uh,
God," sounding like a, no offense, but like a yoga instructor. And and then I went to Byron Bay, and they were running with it hard, man.
that sounds like a Byron Bay thing, though. Like, I feel like Kim probably got it from Byron Bay somehow. I think I think it actually originated down there. That actually makes
She took
way
it
more
back to
sense.
Bethel in California
Yeah, she came back to Bethel with one dread
with a couple of beads hanging on it too.
and an anklet. She had an anklet for like it lasted 8 months, and then it frayed in the shower. She had to
An
she
anklet
had to
made out of
find
somebody else's dread.
it was hemp mixed with dread. It was just, but nah,
Yes,
I
it
can't
was
be
a
talking
bad
about Kim
time.
Walker. I don't
Now,
know
you know it.
it. No, spread and rumors, eh?
Well,
That's
sister in
wild.
Christ and all that. Yeah, I guess.
Nah, man, but
No
nah, bro.
offense, Kim, but
Hey,
come on,
talk. I'm not talking about anybody, bro. I'm not mentioning no more names. That's crazy.
All right, brother. I know you got
Um,
to get up real early in the morning.
no
Yeah,
stress, man.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's the best. I love what you're doing, bro. It's exciting to hear the new chapter of your life as a creative and as a maker of all things musical, man. Who knows what it's going to look like? I think it's just awesome what you're doing, and even on the personal level with your family and stuff. Like, it's just deadly getting to see what you're doing, bro. I follow you closely online, and listen and wait intently on the things that you do release and the stuff that you say. So yeah, it's deadly just seeing what you're doing, bro. It's deadly watching your life unfold, and um, yeah, when you come from the top of the north, then down southeast Queensland, and then over to Canada, man. Like it's a wild ride, and you're just you got a beautiful heart, brother, beautiful family, and yeah, it's just the beginning, bro. I don't know what's in store for you, but I know music takes all shapes and sizes and all different types of forms, and so yeah, who knows what the future holds, bro? But I'm excited for it for you.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. And man, it's been wonderful, like, watching your progression as well. I gotta say, like, I if I can say this, I was worried, a little worried about you a while ago. I think we wrote some songs and we had a couple of meetups, but slightly before that, like I felt like there was a bit of a shift in you. And based on our chat yesterday, well, earlier, I feel like it was might have been during that period where COVID had hit and Naz had to slap you upside the head and say, what are you doing? You got to get back to music. And I think I felt that, like I do when you said that earlier. I think I recognized when that time was, and I'm really glad you came out of it. And I'd like, if you don't mind, can you tell me
I don't
about
mind, bro.
can you
No,
tell
yeah.
me about Cool the Kid? Like I said, I appreciate what you said about me, but I've looked up to you as what do you call it? An elder.
Yeah, get out.
No, but like in the hierarchy of music, you've been doing a lot longer than me, and when I was living with you, I was just like in awe that I was hanging out. First of all, I was in awe that you wanted to be friends with me, and then
Over,
it
man.
was wild that you
Yeah.
invited me to come live with you. And then you were showing me how to songwrite. You showed me how to harmonize. I'll tell you this, I still don't know how to harmonize. So, um,
And don't worry about it, bro. You
but
got beautiful people over there that harmonize for you, so
that's it. Yeah,
they do an
yeah.
awesome job.
But I feel like Cool the Kid was a bit of like kind of like a breaking out of and like a start of a new chapter for you, in more than just like trying to change a name or change genres. It was a lot
Yeah.
deeper than that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was that the
Uh,
case?
yeah, definitely, bro. It all kind of tails off the story that we were previously talking about. COVID happening and me just almost getting to the point of giving up. When I did get back on the road, trying to do something with my music, one of the big challenges on a practical side was the double-edged sword effect of being on a show such as The Voice. We had a lot of success with like songs that I sang and performed on that show. For those of you who don't know me, I was releasing music under my name, Zeek Power, all the way through prior to The Voice and then after The Voice. And because of that, everything that was associated with The Voice was now attached to the brand of Zeek Power. I began releasing music again under Zeek Power once I kind of jumped back on the horse. But one of the really big challenges I faced, man, was the constant battle to actually be seen on my own platforms due to the fact that all of my voice performances had already accumulated like millions upon millions of streams. And so they were always by default the first thing that people would see on my streaming platforms. And so it didn't really matter. You couple that with the effect of being absent for like almost 2 years due to COVID. I had all of the monthly listeners because of the voice still traveling around globally. Like I was still getting tagged in YouTube videos, and there's a lot of people who know me for like certain performances that I did, and I'm grateful for it. But as an originals artist, it's really hard to release a song that you spend months and months and a lot of money getting off the ground just to see it never actually make your own front page on your streaming platform due to something that you can't actually remove. I can't remove the voice stuff because it was in the contract that I signed back in the day.
Yeah, you don't own it.
Yeah, it's not my song.
Mm.
But it was me singing it, it was Zeek Power, the brand, singing it. And so, yeah, it's a double edged sword. So Cool the Kid was birthed out of just like a yearning to like just start afresh, like you said, and also to the point of the conversation that we were talking about a little earlier about that wanting to be perfect and have everything, all the dominoes lined up in a perfect line all the time, and be seen as perfect online and all the rest of it. Cool the Kid was just like a way for me to just let go of that and just be myself again. And I also just wanted to reclaim my name. Like I was Zeek Power as a brand. It wore multiple hats all the time, and it was really really murky for me to actually define who I was as an artist at that point, because Zeek Power was associated with the voice. I was also the worship leader within the church world here in Australia. I was writing worship under Zeek Power. I was also performing original stuff under Zeek Power. And then I was like, prior to all of that, I was a YouTuber. Like back in the day, like I was doing covers on YouTube under Zeek Power. So there was all of these crazy, like different hats that were all associated with my name. And it was just too hard, man. Like I've always wanted to be, my heart has always been to be an original, known as an original artist, and perform my songs and share my songs. And I just didn't feel like I was able to do that anymore because I had kind of almost pigeonholed myself into all of these different categories. Um, and so, yeah, man, for the first time in my life, I just kind of decided musically that I was just going to do something for the sake of doing it and not try to make it deep and meaningful or make some profound, deeply thought out name stick to what I was trying to do. Cool the Kid. I just came up with a name. It's just a name, and it would kind of within that is the freedom for the listeners to kind of just, I don't know, make up your own story or your own reasoning behind it. It just it's allowed me to just create the music, and then I feel like the music will define what the name means eventually. I'm able to just release what I want and write what I want again, without the self-inflicted pressure of trying to live up to or combat like the voice stuff or anybody else's expectations of what Zeke Power should have been, because I had a lot of other voices, a lot of people watching me, expecting certain things from me whenever I would release a song. And I always had that voice in the back of my head too, like, is this going to upset my Christian audience, or is this going to upset the people who love when I sing Billie Eilish, or is this going to like, all of these little questions in my head. Cool the Kid, uh, it's just silenced those voices for me, bro. So I can just be me. I don't care anymore about any of that stuff. I'm not trying to be anything more than just myself as an artist, and Cool the Kid is the platform that I'm doing. And who knows, man? I actually have plans to have another separate project where I'll do other stuff, and it'll be under another name. And I was actually really largely inspired by a friend of mine that I made in Nashville a couple of years back. Her name is Amy. She's an incredible writer, incredible artist, and spending time with her and just having yarns while I was there in Nashville really inspired me, because I got to hear some of the ways that she approaches music. She writes for a lot of different outlets. She has music on TV, she has music on film, she has music under her own name, all originals and stuff. And they're all different projects, bro. There's no rules to this stuff. You can do whatever you want. And
I
so
like
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm trying to do with Cool the Kid, bro. So
Yeah.
I've been writing all of this year, working on some new music, produced and co-produced and co-written 6-track EP with a good mate of mine, Luke Palmer, and that is going to mix in November. So a few more days. It's gonna be mixed and mastered by the end of November, and then 2024, 2026. Sorry, will spark the beginning of like my new rollout of some new stuff, man. So I'm excited. I'll have to send you some stuff and get your thoughts, bro. I'm keen to hear what you think.
Yes, please. Yeah, that'll be amazing. I'm honored that you would consider my opinion.
I don't, but just because of the podcast. No.
I just wanted to send it to you so you know how good it is. Hey, get a load of this.
Hey, don't say nothing. Just listen.
Yeah. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Shut your sexy mouth when
All right, brother. I want to let's wrap this up. I want to hear what you've been listening to. What's your spin of the week?
My most recent spin of the week, literally, is the new Daniel Caesar album. I'm kind of deep in like alternative R&B land at the moment. I've been revisiting like the Endless album by Frank Ocean. Yeah, like all of his old Lonnie Bro stuff, all the unreleased things. But there's one guy that has been constantly on my playlist since the start of the year. His name is Kamari, and so if I could recommend anybody, it would be Kamari. I've drawn quite a bit of inspiration from his style of music recently, which has been really fun. And then apart from that, like my most played on Spotify, if they were to tell you, is easily 21 Pilots. Like I've just been, my son only allows 21 Pilots to be played in these streets. It's crazy, bro. Like he knows the words. He doesn't call them 21 Pilots. He calls them Josh because Josh Dunn is the drummer.
Yeah.
So and he's like the drum kit in the background. Like Cloud plays the drums more than I do these days. Like he won't let me on. This is my drums. I bought these drums, and he won't let me play my drums in my studio in this house.
That's so
with my
cute,
sticks.
Man. Oh my God.
It's disrespectful. That's what it is. It's disrespectful. All right.
And he needs to learn.
I'm gonna wake him up right now. Say a few words. No, I won't do that because I won't get him down again. Yeah, man. So 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots, Kamari, and
Daniel Caesar.
Daniel Caesar's that's beautiful, man.
Daniel
That's
Caesar,
awesome.
yeah, recently.
My friend had a studio in this building. It looked like it was dilapidated. Daniel Caesar used to live on the top floor, like when he blew up, and he was like, yeah, I'll run into him from time to time in the stairwell. I was like, what? This is like 7 years ago now, but
yeah, I just love how you use the word dilapidated, and it's not even noon. Like it's crazy how you would pull out a $5 word on me, and the time is.
Well, where I come from, it's
11:08
It's a $20 word.
It's like, how would you the nerve that you would even say a word like that to me? I can barely. What? Dilapidated. All right, dude. We get it. Your friend knows Daniel Caesar, and you're saying dilapidated. All right, get it. Like it's cool.
I'm built different. Brother, I want to thank you. I know you got to get to bed. I know you're falling asleep. Thank you so much for doing these three filmings of this podcast. One of them which we didn't record. I really appreciate
little dress rehearsal, bro.
That's right. Go check out Zeek Power and CoolTheKid. Same person. Don't tell anybody. It's the same person. It's a secret. Love you, man. I thank you so much for doing this. This was kind of random how we pulled it together, but I really appreciate you taking the time. And despite having a family and having to wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be up at 4. It's all good. I love it, man. Yeah, thank you so much for having me, bro. I'm very honored. I'll
send you some money for a coffee. What is it, like $20 a cup now? What?
Yeah. No, it's for the cup. Then you got to pay extra for the coffee.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Take care of the fam. Say hi to Naz and Cloud for me. And
that's my bro. I'll catch you later.
Let's write soon as well.
Flat out, lad. Let me know. I'm ready. Been ready.
Let's go. Love you, mate. Talk soon.
All right, bro.